A few days ago, which was November 10, I was in Quezon City for an event at the University of the Philippines, Diliman in Quezon City. The event was part of an ongoing lecture series about literature that was organized by the Likhaan Institute of Creative Writing in partnership with my publisher, Penguin Random House Southeast Asia. And this is me inside a grab car that I have booked to pick me up from my brother's place to take me to the University of the Philippines. The event was scheduled to begin at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and our call time was 1:30, and I was early. For the full event, it was live streamed on Facebook, and it is still up. You can view it. I will leave the link down below in the description box. There's really nothing much happening in this vlog. I really just wanted to capture the moment because it was a good day. I really enjoyed the lecture and I really enjoyed the discussion that followed. I will be leaving the original sound on so that you can get a more accurate vibe of the day.
That I would talk to people who would remember what happened during the uprising, which was in 1974. And when I did this, it was in the 1990s. And anything she might touch could break, a fragile vapor. Nor could she smell the rubble, the sweat, the smoke, the leftover damages of the fire, the silent suffering. What she could hear were too many invisible birds singing. The crying mountain watched over despair, the aftermath of the siege gone.
In terms of aesthetic, in terms of validation, mas magiging malaking pangalan ka pa rin ng Asian K-pop group, kung ano man, no? Kapag may validation ka na ng West. So, may ganoong danger na for the sake of masabi na merong development, magsusulat ka ng sci-fi na yun nga, gumagamit ng folk imagery na Filipino.
Economics, it's capitalism, it's all of those things coming together. There's also sort of an element of sci-fi, at least a lot of mainstream, typically Western formulations of sci-fi, as in many ways kind of acting out a lot of colonial impulses, the idea, imperialist impulses, the idea of like conquering distant planets and intervening and helping these alien life forms who can't save themselves. This is kind of what we think about when we think of sci-fi. And one of the questions,
whether classics or contemporary.
This is Almira Manduriao talking. She's the head of sales of Penguin Random House Southeast Asia. The head of the Likhaan Center for Creative Writing is Professor Joey Bakiran, the man in a blue shirt sitting in the audience. And the coordinator for the event is Professor Vladimir Gonzalez, who is the bald guy standing at the back. After the event proper, there was a book signing as per usual, and then after that, I walked to my usual food place in the campus. I did bring my laptop with me to the event just in case I needed to be the one to operate my own slide deck, but someone else was tasked to operate the slides of all of the speakers, so I just handed her a copy of my script, which already has all of the markers for when she has to proceed to the next slide. That way, I won't have to keep interrupting myself by saying, "Next slide, please." I just thought that this was a more pleasant way to do it, not just for me, but also for the audience, so that they can listen continuously to my points without getting interrupted. I accidentally ordered a footlong sandwich, but they were out of footlongs. So they gave me 2 regular hot dog sandwiches, which of course I could not finish, but a small child came along eventually asking for money, and I gave him the other sandwich instead. I'm not comfortable giving random children money because they might use it to buy things that they should not be buying. And of course, there is ice cream. I picked the avocado flavor only this time, and I took a walk while having the ice cream. Come, walk with me.
dito.
After here, I booked another Grab car to pick me up from campus and drive me to dinner. My thesis advisor wanted to see me because we had so many things to talk about in person, although we are always in touch via email and messenger and phone call. Here is the usual rush hour traffic, but the restaurant was just very near the campus, so that's okay. He treated me to a buffet dinner, which was very good, and it was really a good conversation. My thesis advisor, being an academic, is of course very methodical and he knows all of the formulas that we all have to follow, but I like that he doesn't really require too much jargon from us because he said that that makes academics less accessible to the general public. What is really most important for him is for us to find a framework that we really like and an argumentation that is authentic to us because those will sustain us throughout all of the difficulties of full research work. He understood what I wanted from the very beginning and has always been very supportive of me. But of course, aside from talking about my thesis, we also talked about other things, including Naga City, where I live and where he also has been in the past, and politicians, which was quite comical, and beauty pageants. It was a really good dinner, the food was good, the talk was good, and then it was time to go home. I was able to book a Grab car quickly, actually, and the car was coming from a nearby place. But because of the horrible traffic, there was a bit of a wait. It was Friday evening, so of course. At least that gave me the chance to actually pay attention to all of the Christmas lights that are already up on the streets. I actually stayed one more day in Quezon City because I wanted to visit the wake of a former professor and also visit another teacher who was recovering from a stroke. But I got asthma, so I just stayed in at my brother's house. So really, even it was technically 2 days, I actually just had one day being out and about in Quezon City. But nevertheless, it was good.